Thank you so much, Joe. And if you just watched that session on Joe Velez, he just gave us some amazing information on the benefits of building a network marketing business, the tax benefits, all the benefits, as well as creating your story. He just shared amazing information with us. So if you haven't had a chance to watch that segment that Joe Velez just did, make sure you do that. We're going to roll into our next section here called goal setting and your first 90 days. And the person that is going to share this has mastered this technique. I absolutely love when he trains on this. And he just can easily get the message across the importance of these things. And he's had tremendous success, as I said earlier. He started his career in our profession of network marketing in 1982. However, has had tremendous success as an entrepreneur as well. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to my good friend, Nikita Koloff. Take it away.
Teresa, thank you. And boy, I hope all of you are taking some very copious notes. I know I am loading up my notebook here with some incredible information. You're getting some very practical information, but at the same time, getting hopefully some wonderful ideas on how to build your business. And so I'm just grateful to be on here, just honored and humbled to be on here with Wesley and Joe and Teresa. And over the next few minutes, hopefully you'll continue to get some information that will be valuable and beneficial to you when we talk about goal setting and the first 90 days. And I think it's important, depending on how serious you are about wanting to build this business. And I'm gonna make an assumption, which you should never do, but I'm gonna go ahead and make an assumption and say the fact that you've carved out a couple hours on this Saturday morning to be on this webinar, says to me, I think says to all of us that you are serious about wanting to build a world global network business. And so, and isn't this amazing that, again, through technology, Joe was just talking about technology, how you can dial in on Zoom app and sit in, and that doesn't cost you anything but a couple of your hours to be able to get this amazing information to help you be successful. And that's our heart here. That's our goal here. I think I can speak for Joe and Teresa and Wes in saying that our goal is to help you become more successful, because we realize the more successful you are, the more successful all of us become. And we hope you take on that same mentality, that same attitude as you're building your own business and bringing people into your business, whether you personally bring them in or you meet them through this business, through your contacts and who they know. Well, let's just look at this slide here just for a moment. Goal setting, your first 90 days. I know when I was first introduced to this, I took on a mindset that I was going to take some all-out massive action my first 30 days and then parlay that into 60, 90 days. And I'll explain a little bit more of that in just a moment. But just some basic questions as you're establishing yourself in the world global network business. How much money do you want to make per month? That's a pretty good question. Now, you may not start off making, $500 a month the first month. Then again, you might, as we showed earlier, Teresa showed earlier, as you set a goal of becoming a business team developer, a business team builder, and then developer, how much you can make in fulfilling that chart. So, but outside of that, how much do you want to make maybe on an average per month? Basis. I mean, is it $500 a month? Is it $1,000 a month? Is it an extra 5,000, 10,000? Once you learn and see the bigger picture, as Wes was talking about on our opportunity about the matching bonus, check match, and that really sinks in, you will see there is some significant income that can be made here, maybe even exceed whatever your monthly goal might be. I know Chad and Nikita Chong were sharing on a webinar that I was watching about how they had initially set their goal. If I'm not mistaken, I think it was they want to make an extra $300,000 a year or something like that. Lo and behold, did they know that in a few short months, they'd actually make over $300,000 in 1 week. And I'm not exaggerating that. And I'm not sharing that with you to impress you, but I'm sharing that with you to impress upon you the opportunity that we have at our fingertips here and the fact that you got introduced to World Global Network. So thank the person who introduced you. But how much do you personally want to make on a monthly basis? And that may change over time as you see your business grow, as you see your organization grow. You may change that as you reevaluate that maybe every 90 days or every 6 months. And you see you already, like they did, they said 3 years, or, per year, and they hit it in a week. So obviously they've reevaluated how much they want to make per month. But think about that. Give some thought to that. Next question, how much time per day do you want to devote to your business? Now, don't tell me you want to make $10,000 per month and you can devote 15 minutes a day to your business. I'm going to probably say to you, you're not being very realistic in the fact that you're going to make $10,000 a month by devoting 15 minutes per day. So you may have to carve out, especially in that initial 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, you may have to say to your family or ask your family, hey, would you mind if over the next 30, 60, 90 days, I make a few sacrifices here and I carve out extra time towards my world business so that in the future, our financial picture can change dramatically if you'll allow me in the next 30, 60, 90 days to sacrifice some special events and sacrifice some extra time with the family to be able to achieve what I believe will be financial freedom for us in the next 6 months, 12 months, 2 years, 5 years. But guys, the first 30, 60, 90 days is critical to establishing the foundation of your business, depending on how serious you want to become. So, question number one, how much money do you want to make per month? Is it just an added income, a side income, or you want to become full-time like what happened several years ago with Wesley Anderson when he decided to leave corporate America 11 years ago and became full-time in this industry. So make a decision how much you want to make per month. Make a decision how much time per day you're willing to devote to your business. Get back with whoever sponsored you and share those numbers with them so that they can evaluate it and say, okay, that's realistic. If you devote this amount of time per day to your business, then yes, that is realistic. That's how much you can make per month, and they'll be happy to work out those numbers with you. Creating a developer culture within the first 7 days. Now, Teresa, we've got the charts out there that you can download, that you can print out. Remember, what's a developer? A developer is step one, pick a pack. Step two, help two come in on a family pack or a premium pack, and you move to team leader, right? And then step three is help those two bring two in on a family pack or premium pack, and you are now a developer. You are a team developer, and what you want to do is develop that culture. Remember, you have one time to tell your story. So however you come in, and that becomes your story. And so if you come in on a one pack, that's part of your story. If you come in on a family pack, that's part of your story. If you come in on a premium pack, that's part of your story. And guess what? Most of the time, people you're talking to are going to ask you, how did you get started? And so hopefully, if you're financially able, Joe just gave a great story on how this guy said he got downsized but yet he made a decision. I'm coming in on a family pack because that's the only time he's going to have to tell his story of how he got started. And so depending on how you got started, hopefully you came in on a family pack or a premium pack. And then when somebody asks you, how'd you get started? You're going to say, well, I came in on a family pack. Well, I came in on a premium pack. And that's part of your story, and that becomes part of their story. But what are you doing when you do that? You are developing a culture within your organization. And what you want to do ideally is create a developer culture within those first 7 days. Teresa said, hey, become a team builder within your first 24, 48 hours. Go out and get your two, one on your right, one on your left. And then within the first 7 days, help those two get their two in an ideal world. And you have become a developer, and now you're creating a culture of how to build business developers, because you're going to teach your team to do the very same thing. Here's another great question. How many customers / distributors do you want to enroll in your first 30 days? What's that number? Figure out that number and share it with your sponsor. Now, for me, I took a page out of Eric Worre's book. And those of you who don't know Eric Worre, talk about him in a moment. You know, he's the developer of GoPro, and he has a great strategy out there of recruiting 20 people in your first 30 days. And again, depends on how serious, guys, you want to get with this. Maybe you're not able to commit that much time, but if you are, the best way to do it is set a goal of recruiting 20 customers/distributors in your first 30 days. Now, I'll just tell you for the record, that's what I did. I launched my business January 2nd, and I set a goal of developing 20 or recruiting 20 within the first 30 days. Now, I will tell you, I fell short of the mark. However, I did enroll 15. So I enrolled 15 customers/distributors within my first 30 days, and I'm not content with that, the fact that I fell short. So in the month of February, I'm still determined to find at least 5 more, so I can at least hit my original goal of 20, even though it wasn't within the first 30 days. But guys, I had a target. My target was 20 within the first 30 days. So what's that number for you? Maybe you're brand new, just getting started, or I have good news. Maybe you've already been in a month or 2 weeks or 6 weeks. Hey, start today. This is our first webinar, training webinar that we're doing for you and for your benefit. So start today. Say, today starts my first 30 days or my next 30 days. How many customers and distributors do I want to enroll in the next 30 days? And so set that number, get with your sponsor, let them know what it is. Okay, well, so we're already at the tail end of February, which means that I'm already into my second 30 days. So what's your 60-day game plan? Well, I already told you what my first 30 days was. So my second 30 days was to, and I'll just tell you what I set for myself, was to get 5 more customer distributors, but I also wanted to develop 5 team builders. And then I also wanted to develop 5 team developers. So that was my 60-day plan. So 30 days, recruit 20 in 30 days. My 60-day plan in my second 30 days was to recruit 5 more distributors, customers, help 5 people on my team hit team builder, help 5 people on my team hit team developer. And then 90-day game plan. What's your 90-day game plan? What's that look like for you? So just take it a step further. So if you hit your goals in 30 days or you hit your goals in 60 days, what are you setting for yourself in 90 days? Where do you want to be 90 days from now? What rank do you want to be? Again, what kind of income would you like having, coming in? And so it's important to set those goals, set a target. You have to have a target you can see. You can't just throw things up in the air. I encourage you, and write them down, by the way. Write those goals down. I have a whiteboard, and on my whiteboard are my goals, my 30, 60, 90-day goals. I have my list of people I reached out to initially. I have the list of people that I drip on from day to day or from week to week. They're in the funnel. They're in the process somewhere in that funnel, whether it's the following up. Remember that the average number of exposures typically is what? I think like, I don't know, 4 to 8 or 4 to 10 times. Now, you may have somebody who comes in on a very first exposure. Praise God for that one. Rejoice. But not everybody may come in on the first exposure, guys. Don't look at a webinar or a 2-minute video, and say, oh, they didn't sign up. It's okay. That's just part of the process, guys. That's one event. That's part of the process. That doesn't mean they're not going to come in on exposure number 6 or exposure number 8 or exposure number 10 until they tell you, stop contacting me, stop talking to me, don't send me any more information. Continue to drip, 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 drip. And that could be part of your 90-day plan. But I have my whiteboard, and I'm a guy, and guys are more visual, right? So I like to see it in front of me. So I've got that whiteboard with all charting everything out. And in my last few minutes here, hopefully that information is helpful for you. I want to talk about personal development. And before I do that, let me talk about the power of plugging into training, attending webinars and events. Guys, So critical. I commend you. Applause. Yay. I give you applause for being on this webinar today, taking copious notes, but this is the first of many. Hey guys, it's so important to plug into these events. You might think, oh, I heard that training before. I heard Joe's training before. I heard Wes's training before. Guys, hey, listen, repetition is the first law of learning. You might want to write that one down. Repetition is the first law of learning. I don't care if you've been on one webinar or 100 webinars. Get on 101 webinars. Get on 100 more webinars. Attend webinars, even if you say, oh, I already heard the opportunity. Either you need the opportunity webinar or the opportunity webinar needs you. That's another good one to write down. Either you need the webinar or the webinar needs you. What do I mean by that? What I mean is, even though you heard it before, it doesn't hurt to hear it again. The more times you get on the webinars and support the webinars, we need you and we need your support on the webinars. But you also need the webinar because you need to hear it again and again and again and again so that you can get it ingrained in you when you're presenting this to somebody else. And so whether you're just a guest on the webinar or you're getting your guest on the, well, I don't want to get on the webinar tonight. I don't have any guests coming on. Hey, you need the webinar, even if you don't have guests on the webinar, and the webinar needs you. And the same is true with trainings and events. Hey, next weekend in Atlanta, I've made it a point of going to Atlanta. I want to meet all of my team in Atlanta, people I've never met before. Got Mickey coming up from Florida. She just signed up, I think, last night. And she said, hey, I'm in. I'm committed. I'm going to Atlanta. And she's probably going to have people there with her in Atlanta. So I want to meet those people. Hey, if you're within driving distance or even flying distance of Atlanta, you should be in Atlanta. Chad Chong, an incredible team, is going to be training and presenting next Saturday, next Friday night. It's going to be a social mingle gathering, getting to network and meet new people. You need to be at these events if you can possibly be at these events. And remember this, events. The more exposures you can give to people, the more exposures that events make money, right? More events, more exposures. The more you expose people to what we're doing, the more money you will make. And on that note, let me emphasize this. Wesley did a great job on the compensation presentation, and we're talking about the incredible incomes that can be made with World Global Network. But let me assure you of something. I'm involved because of this product. I'm passionate about health, wellness, and safety. And I'm not saying you can't be motivated by money. That's great if you are. But my friends, you get passionate about health, wellness, and safety, and make that your passion, and the money will follow. The money will follow. The more you have a heart and a desire to want to bless people and help people with their health, their wellness, and their safety, the money, I assure you, will follow. So have your priorities in the right place. Yes, this is the most lucrative compensation plan any of us have ever seen. Yes, you can make some incredible income here, but I'm going to challenge you. Don't let that be your sole motivation for building World Global Network. That can be part of your motivation, but more than anything, I want to challenge you. Let this product and changing people's lives with our product be your primary motivation. And I assure you, the money trail will follow. You will help people make a difference in many, many ways. And last but not least, I want to just talk to you about personal development. And I've been a big believer in personal development, and I've made a decision for myself to become a lifetime student. I want to become a lifetime student. I want to be a lifetime learner. And I learned when I was first introduced to this industry of network marketing, I made a decision that I wanted to become a lifetime learner. I was never a big book reader, but and I go in different seasons of time where sometimes I read one book a week. Sometimes I got 3 books going at one time. You might say, well, I don't like to read. Well, I got good news for you. There's many, many books nowadays through technology are available online, or you can get them in an audio form and pop them in your car in a CD form. And YouTube, my goodness, YouTube there's at your fingertips. There's so much amazing training right there on YouTube. One of my favorites of all time, I consider me my all-time mentor, is a guy by the name of Jim Rohn, R-O-H-N, Jim Rohn. Anything you can get with Jim Rohn is going to be extraordinary, right? John Maxwell is another great one. Hey, if you want to grow and develop as a leader, John Maxwell, in fact, go out, find his website. He sends out this Maxwell Minute every day. It's like 60 seconds, 90 seconds long. He takes a word and he kind of gives you a little snippet of it. That's a great one. Darren Hardy, The Compound Effect, he's another great one. And then a guy by the name of Eric Worre. Anyone know Eric Worre? He became one of my first mentors in network marketing. GoPro. Hey, you can get his book, GoPro, if you don't have it. You're going to say, wow, that's really elementary. Yeah, in a sense it is. But you know what? Repetition is the first law of learning. So we need to know the basics, right? Vince Lombardi said, this is a football, men. We block, we tackle. Okay? GoPro. You can get it on audio. You can get it in book form. He does some amazing seminars and trainings. And so anything by Eric Worre, these are some of the great tools. And I could give you a laundry list of other names. Jeffrey Gitomer, one of the best sales trainers on the planet, just came back from a trip to Chicago, was just doing a trip in Mexico where he was doing sales training in Mexico. Anything by Jeffrey Gitomer is another excellent, in fact, FYI, he's in World Global Network. He saw the product, he said, I'm in. And so he is not only a proponent of sales training, he is also building a World Global Network. And last but not least, I will say this, I'll leave you on this note as I begin to wrap up my session, and we each give you some closing thoughts. First and foremost, for me personally, and this is just me personally, one of the greatest foundations I have built my life on over the last 23 years is a book that is timeless. It is timeless. It's been around for many, many years. It's one of the most duplicated books on the planet. It's called the Bible. So I would encourage you, if you want to build a real foundation in your life, that would be a great book to read from cover to cover more than one time. And I assure you, you will be grateful for all of the wisdom, knowledge, information, and understanding that you glean, that you gain from that book. Amazing authors over periods of hundreds of years of time, and that will be incredibly beneficial for you. So on that note, just remember this, the 3 R's of our business. The 3 R's of our business are recruit, retain, and repeat. It's as simple as this, guys. Recruit, retain, and repeat. You recruit with a 2-minute video. If you can play a 2-minute video, you can build an international business. And how do you retain? You can get people on the Pro app or the loyalty membership. That's your residual income. And then you just repeat that process over and over and over again. So I'm going to turn it back to our wonderful host, Teresa, to finish out these last 10 minutes of our training today.
Well, thank you so much, Nikita. That was just amazing information. You know, what's so exciting is that every leader that was on here today that shared some wisdom and training, I mean, it's I have so much, respect for them. And I mean, we just learned so much here today, guys. It's just unbelievable. So I'm going to actually turn this over real quick, though, for final thoughts first with Wesley Anderson. Take it away. What are your final thoughts today?
First off, you guys, I hope you were taking notes. I took notes for Nikita. That was gold. You guys really go back and watch that and listen to what he was talking about. You follow that and you can win here. And I really liked what he said at the end. And really, it's for the next 90 days, the answer is how many people can you help? You know what I mean? And he talked about helping people, not going and getting in money. How many people can you help in the next 90 days? All right. I also I love the whole dripping that he was talking about. Whiteboard. I have 2 whiteboards. I'm the same way as you. I've got to have it written down in visual and see it. So guys, make sure that you can see, you're walking by and seeing stuff every single day. What else did I write down? I also, the more webinars, the more that we're learning how to do this, guys, the person with the most, that has the most webinars done in their group over the next 6 months is going to win. And we're going to do team webinars for sure, probably once a week. But really, it's really important for you guys for us to stress to you that each person should have their own individual launch webinar when they come in, not 7 different team members. Because what happens, guys, is that if we all get on, we're all comfortable that other people are going to be on. But if you have someone brand new and you say, hey, let's do your launch webinar within the first 3 to 5 days, Doesn't matter if you have 2 people on, that's okay. If you have 20, that's great too. But we want it to be your own launch webinar. So guys, make sure you're doing that. If you create that culture at the very beginning and make it fun, you're going to win in the end, okay? So with that being said, you guys have fun at the Atlanta event. I'm so excited for what's happening here. I'm so fired up. I got re-sponsored today. I didn't know if I could get more excited. like Teresa got me, and I was like, woohoo! And then Joe, and then Nikita, each person. I'm like, I can't wait to get off this so I can still go fire up some more texts and call some new people. So I'm just super excited with what we have here. And my wish for you guys is that you understand that none of us speakers today are any better than any of you out there. All right, this is an even playing field. We all have the same thing. And if you want, even if you've never had tremendous success in your life, I don't care if you're waiting tables right now. I don't care if you're living paycheck to paycheck. I don't care if you borrowed money to eat last week. If you want this right now, guys, and you put your head down for the next 90 to 180 days and go out, as Nikita said, and help as many people as you can. All right, if you just have blind faith in that, go out and recruit, go out and send that 2-minute video, use Nikita, Joe, Teresa, and I, let us help you. If you do that for the next 90 to 180 days, you don't listen to any haters, listen to anybody out there, and just go for it, you will have success like you've never seen or dreamed of before. So my wish for you is that you believe me in that, and you go out and just kick butt. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to you, Joe. Thank you, guys. Maybe. With that, I'm going to turn it back over to you.
I had to unmute, but
Okay.
overall, I've been involved in network marketing for 14 years. And I got to tell you, I feel incredible today because it doesn't matter how long or how short you have been doing. We are all learning, and you need to make sure you take those notes because you can learn something new each and every day. And if you go out there with confidence and you practice and you listen and you adjust and you leverage the support that we have here on this session, Super Saturday today, you guys will be successful. But as you share your story, okay, keep this in mind. You can be somebody's miracle today. Wes just said it. It doesn't matter if you have $1 left in your wallet. You can go out and share an opportunity. Some will say yes. Some will say no. But I assure you that they can be successful and have peace of mind if they give success a chance. And always, whether small or large decisions, make a decision and always choose to win. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you, Joe. Thank you, Wesley. Again, thank you, Nikita. And thanks to all of you that sat here today and took that step into leadership by being here today and taking great notes and learning. I mean, we give you all the credit to be here today, and you are leaders. We are definitely looking for you to step up, and I'm going to put the challenge out there to start doing these webinars within your own teams. And we have the training. You can watch your webinar over and over, take notes. You just have to take those baby steps and just get started. And so I'm putting the challenge out. We want more people to help us do our webinars, so we have 10, 15, 20 of these going on every single day. And so with that, guys, just remember to have fun. That's my motto in life. I live to give. I have a servant heart, but the most important is to have fun. So if you're not having fun, you're doing something wrong. So get back to us and talk to us, and we are going to see you guys we're going to have another Super Saturday coming up. This is very, important and vital. We all learned so much today. Thank you for your time. We'll get the recordings out to you and go out and share this with the world. Thanks, everyone.
All right, see you in Atlanta, everybody. Woo-hoo!